Good morning. I'm going to recite one poetry. The name of the poetry is Parthenium. Whoever biology student, they know the plant is Parthenium. But basically, this is a very poisonous plant. And during my MSc time, first year, we used to see in our university campus so many Parthenium. So I got into those kind of plants. I used to see in Kharagpur IIT, they used to do also some research how to eradicate this Parthenium. This plant introduced or it escaped the quarantine path, it enters in India and it is spread across India. And this plant is having so much problem. It is number one, it releases a lot of metabolites, then spore, it is allergic, skin disease, there are environmental pollution, and wherever Parthenium grows because of this metabolites, it doesn't allow other microorganism, the microbial dynamics when I talked about the fungus, bacteria, because once it releases some metabolites, it works as a kind of inhibitor, right? So, being as a student of microbiology, biotechnology, I understand little biology because those poetries are not the ordinary poetry I am writing. I am not from the arts or from the philosophy. My all the poetries are very, very scientific. There are so much scientific terminology you will find. Lot of terminology, introducing those terminology in poetry is not the easy thing. One has to know that particular word when you are introducing in a particular poetry. It should match the meaning, the flow, everything has to be maintained. That is what it is more important. Probably I am the first person in Bengal writing poetry, taking science, taking scientific terminology in all the poetries. Most of the poetries you won't find. First of all, a student from science writing poetry in the university, it's a it's a very rare combination. So I am not talking, I will have more opportunity to speak. So friends, those poetries are written again at the age of 15 to 22. After that, I have not written any poetries. So let me come back to this poetry called Parthenium. আজকাল কি জানি কেমন নৈঃশব্দ বোধ করি, চোখ মেলালে চারিদিক কেমন স্বপ্নভঙ্গের মতো মনে হয়। সকালবেলায় যে শিশুটি রোজ গোলাপ হাতে দাঁড়াতো, তার হাতে আজ পার্থেনিয়াম। কত গাছের নাম এমনি তো হয়, অ্যানাকার্ডিয়াম, ক্যালোট্রপিস, আরও কত কি। তবু এই শব্দ আমাকে তাড়িয়ে বেড়ায়। এখন স্বপ্নে হারিয়ে গেছি রূপকথার দেশে, যেখানে লাল গোলাপের মেলা, সেখানেও সেই শিশু, সেই পার্থেনিয়াম। বুকের উপর হাত রাখলে একটা তীরের ফলা এসে বিদ্ধ করে হৃৎপিণ্ড। বুলেটের আঘাতে হাত থেকে নখ খসে পড়ে দেবদারু জঙ্গলের বুলেট বৃদ্ধ পাখি। পার্থেনিয়াম আজ বাতাসে হাত গুটিয়ে বসে আছে। মাটির উপর পা রাখলেই একটা চাপা উত্তেজনা, একটা বিষাক্ত কালো মেঘ ঘনিয়ে এসেছে চারদিকে। দক্ষিণ বাতাসে এই শব্দ আমাকে পিছু ডাকে। মধ্যরাতের পেঁচা তখনও ডাকেনি, পেছন থেকে কে যেন ডাকলো, অনিমেষ ভালো আছো? ঘর থেকে সোজা দৌড়ে বাথরুমে এলাম, আয়নায় মুখ রেখে নিজেকে চেনার চেষ্টা করলেম, কাঁচটা কেমন যেন ঝাপসা, অন্ধকার আরো গভীর হলো, অবিন্যস্ত চুলগুলো মুখের সামনে জটলা পাকাচ্ছে, আয়নায় স্পষ্ট দেখতে পেলাম সেই শিশু, সেই পার্থেনিয়াম তখনও দাঁত বের করে হাসছে। আয়নায় স্পষ্ট দেখতে পেলাম সেই শিশু, সেই পার্থেনিয়াম তখনও দাঁত বের করে হাসছে। Friends, thank you for listening this poetry. Again, I was about to continue few sentences over here. This is a Parthenium plant coming from outside. In India, it's a new introduction. So our quarantine laws also are not there. It's very difficult because it can come as a small seed with wheat, rice if you want to export certain things from, or import basically, while we are importing many things like wheat and other cereals, it can come from different countries. It is a very common thing, but once it's spread, for that matter this is a poisonous plant, then India has gone through a lot of eradication and how to eradicate those plants. There are many programs, many universities they have undertaken many programs. So government of India, DST, CSR, ICR, they have funded many projects to conduct, to eradicate this plant. Why I am telling this thing? Today I am correlating with two things. 32 years back, this is came a new plant that is introduced. Similar with the coronavirus. See, those are very microscopic world. A spore or a seed is coming through quarantine. Proper quarantine is not possible because for quarantine law or for checking the foreign things, it is very difficult to take a note of everything. For virus, those things are, so all are there. So a human can carry, or you can take a small vial, it can make havoc. Probably this is the first poetry I have tried to give little insight, that because I was a serious biology student, my understanding of the subject, I've been telling that is my prediction of a kind of a biological war. That is what is happening. And present day I've been telling this is corona, COVID-19 is a artificially created virus, and it's then spread across the globe. Whatever intention, either good intention, bad intention, I am not getting into that part because I made many videos in this direction, because to prove somebody wrong or prove somebody right, you have to have scientific evidence and documentation. You have to prove those things. But I have tried to analyze in many ways, tried to analyze 100 and 150 years history, taking everybody, your Darwin, theory of evolution, the nature of virus, history of science. So friends, I am not getting into those details. Probably one can visit my YouTube channel to get an idea how in the biological world, the scientific things in last 100 years, the molecular biology, what kind of development took place with time zone. So now what are the possibilities of developing a new virus or new entity for that matter. Is it very tough to develop or not? Those kind of hard question one should ask rather than believing somebody. It is not the question of belief. There is a society. For society, each country, they have their own way of thinking. So that's why if you analyze 1,000, 2,000 year history, the political aggression starting from monarchy to democratically elected people, how and which way they operate. So that understanding probably one has to be very, very clear. So I made many videos in that direction. It is not that a scientist is honest or dishonest, because a scientist has got his own role. He has to perform certain work. If you take in segmentation, they are not worried about, they are worried about their particular job that is assigned. They are not taking any political or society's decision. Probably they are part of the society. Their work can be taken by a particular government. Now one has to understand what is the philosophy of this government and how it is impacting. So this is a very, very critical thing I have explained. I'll take a separate video, but this is not the right forum to discuss. Since this plant is Parthenium came into the picture because government of India has spent so much money in this project 30 years back. Today also there are many projects because this is a harmful plant. Now you can see that Parthenium is very less in India because of this eradication program. So it has been reduced. It is very, very allergic. It creates a lot of skin disease. Beyond that, it damages the whole microflora, whether whatever your bacteria, fungus, all are living. So if they are not able to grow because of these metabolites, so it is very, very like another plant. I will explain the eucalyptus. I have a separate poetry on that also. Friends, if you are a biology student, probably those terminologies one should take care. So they are new introduction in the Bengali literature, that word using biological word and describing certain things in the poetic form. That is what I want to tell over here. Thank you so much for hearing me out. Thanks a lot.